Basically, dude, like I
That's
agree
really good.
completely with you. It's completely fine to feel sad sometimes, dude, and to feel down in the dumps. I think it just comes back to almost like acknowledging it and then allowing yourself to move past it. Like I feel when we're in that state of mind, we almost don't allow ourselves to just kind of be still and feel that sadness. We almost have this compulsive need to distract ourselves, and we're like either listening to music or watching something or playing a game or going to work or whatever, and we're
You
like
see,
almost angsty to just do anything other than feel those things, dude. And it's backwards.
the problem is feeling those things takes a surprising amount of time. I'm not talking an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. It can take you days, weeks, months. Life doesn't allow you the time to do that. You have
Mm,
work, you have responsibilities, you have things to take care of, man.
Oh, but
You
everybody
can't
has an
be in that
hour in the
state
morning.
constantly. The world doesn't allow you to be in that state
Stan,
constantly, and it
Stan
shouldn't in the first
hier
place.
vroeger op. Just get up an hour earlier, dude. You can create that hour for yourself. And I feel honestly, I
Okay,
agree. I agree with
there's
you. Yeah, let me
there's
finish.
one
Let me
thing I
finish. Let me finish.
refuse.
Let me just finish. I agree with you that these things sometimes take months to feel. But as we've now, I think us especially know that we can access states of mind that will slow down time. And meditation is one of those things that we can do that with, dude. So if you really focus and you really get into meditation, like I've been fucking telling you to, you motherfucking, and you've tried it. I don't know if you've been keeping it up,
Dude,
but
it's
I hope
nice.
that you have. And it helps, dude.
I
Like,
did it once or twice.
Nah, you
ja, stop jij weer.
Yo,
Nee.
dude, nah, listen, Chris, can I give you advice? I'm gonna give you the best advice I thought of, and that has really fucking helped me. Before you're allowed to have your morning coffee, 15 minutes.
I can only stay up until 8 tonight, boys.
That is absolutely chilled. Hi, everybody.
Hallo, my friends.
We
Hey,
ha-
Christian,
Okay,
oh, wat
okay.
weet je die moeren? Oh.
Yeah, why? I'm very happy Christian's here again. He bailed on last week, and I know everybody missed him. Our last video got 7 views. The one you were in, 19. So,
Oh shit. That
Where
means
were
nothing,
you?
bro.
Where were you,
Thanks,
bro?
Jack.
Explain yourself right now.
I was busy drowning in my depression, like crying in the shower, getting it out of my system.
is it that like
So
sitting
I
in
could
the
be happy
shower?
with today's week,
Ish.
You know when you're like, yeah, exactly. You're supposed to be standing in the shower, not sitting. That's not like the function you should be performing in the shower. So when you're holding your knees close to your chest and you're rocking back and forth,
This
pretending the tears aren't there because they're
the
getting washed away by the water. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not really crying. Is that's the same reason why it's like perfect to do
No,
like go
man,
swimming underwater?
guys.
Because if you cry there, like it's indistinguishable. Dude.
It's
It's just
literally, and if you go to the
People-
ocean, it's even more.
yeah.
People out there, listen to me. Men cry in the shower because that's not real crying.
Men cry.
Why is it not real crying?
It's not real crying, dude. Obviously.
Obviously.
How have we been this
Where's
unaware?
Mr. Nobody? Was he gonna join or is he out on this?
I don't know, I just called him to see what happens. Okay, yes, everything
Yeah,
is
actually,
good.
like he went online just as I wanted to send him a message, and then when I sent him messages, like they didn't go through.
Online right now? He's not. If he joins, he joins. He is welcome anytime, always.
He's welcome anytime. Yeah.
He might come in at like 7 o'clock. Either way.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he's probably like he's been
So
pretty
what's-
consistent actually. So, well, fuck. I feel like I kind
So
of have to.
what topics have we got?
Sorry, Christian. I feel like I have to kind of like tell Johan as well. I've I've been kind of secretive. I think I've only told, like, have I only told you? No, I've told a few people, but like, yo, I'm in a relationship. Oh, well, fuck, dude. Ek is in 'n verhouding. I wanted to wait until we had this time so I can like be
What happened?
friends next to each other and like talk about it. Like, so it's quite wild, dude. Basically, streaming, dancing to the world, and like there's this one comment that comes through, and it's like basically, is this man married? She asks, and I like show my hand, and I'm like, no, no ring, friend. And I'm 22. Like I'm not planning on getting married anytime soon. And she's like, oh, that's so crazy. No streamer has ever read my comment. And I was like, I see you, friend. I see you. Don't worry. I saw your comment. And basically sends me a direct message, like a chonk message, like I have to scroll twice to read the message.
Yo.
I answer every single fucking message, my friends. Like every single message. I've not missed one. And it's starting to dawn on me a little bit, but I try. Yeah, dude, what have I done? So I answer her message and I send her a chunk back. And we like start exchanging chunk messages, just like back and forth. So I'm like, this is like Reddit isn't exactly my preferred chatting medium. I would love to be able to send voice notes. So I like send her my number, and she like adds me on WhatsApp, or I think she sent me her number, and I add her on WhatsApp, and I replied to her chunk message again on WhatsApp itself, and then we just basically started chatting, and like just being able to really open each other in ways that I've never actually thought possible, and the things that we talk about, and she knows things intuitively about me that I never really thought possible, and it was such an amazing experience to fall deeply in love with someone. Actually,
very happy for you. Like, ridiculously well done, dude. Finding a relationship and getting one like that is fuck hard. I'm very happy for you, man. That's so cool. That's such a cool story as well with how you met.
It's a surreal one as well. Like it's just this, like I feel it feels kind of unreal in a way as well. Like it feels like it's it's like it's not real life just yet. I'm still trying to cope with it.
Dude, when did this happen? When did you start talking?
So like basically, the first time we video called was on the 22nd of February, and like the first like, and it went like from absolutely 0 to 100%, like faster than anything has ever in my life. Literally, like telling each other that we love each other. And the first morning that we start talking to each other, and she said it first, and it was like this. So it was this weird thing, as in I like kept typing it out on my phone, and then being like, "Are you fucking crazy? You've been talking to this woman for like 12 hours." And then I delete the message, and then I continue typing, and then I find myself typing it again and again. I like rationalize. I'm like, nah, it's Malo, relax. And then I bring it back. I calm myself down.
So when did it start? When did it start? Start. Like the first time you met her?
Probably the 20th, actually. The 20th of February.
That would be exactly Saturday last week.
It sounds about right. Yeah, it's been 5 days.
I have a story about what happened to me on Saturday. I also caught fields for a woman.
Oh,
on the same day. But my one went a little bit different than yours, because she's this really nice girl, super forward. One of my friends brought her over, and within like 10 minutes of us talking, she's like, "Oh yeah, no, I was planning on getting high tonight and watching documentaries." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, awesome." I go get my weed rolling kit, I roll us a joint, him and her, start talking. Eventually he kind of falls to the third wheel perspective, and me and her just having a conversation while sitting on the couch and watching TV. And all of a sudden, we're talking really well and everything, and she does this thing where she like looks at me with like this like slight puppy dog look, and puts her head, like just leans it on the couch side looking at me, and my heart burst. I couldn't. And yeah. yeah, I have to censor that again. Fuck you,
Fucking
Christian. It's not that
Christian,
easy. It's a pain in the
making worse.
ass.
It really is. You have to like have it like a text box or a type of box that you draw over,
Oh,
and then you
sorry.
have to edit it
I'll
into
stop
the
doing it.
video.
Nah, don't worry. But
I'll come
so,
up with a different sign that's more censor friendly. I don't know. I'll think of
But-
something later.
but so the issue is we then spoke like she sends me a message if she ever sees this. Hi. So she sends me a message. And we say like I send her something back and she sends me a message back that's like, oh, thank you, it was so nice meeting you. I can't believe how comfortable I am around you. We've literally just met. And then silence. I sent her a message back, didn't even read it. The 2 days later, I sent her like I thought a funny Reddit post that I thought would be a nice conversation starter. Didn't even read it, so now it's I don't know. We'll see what I've decided that it is. Until I see her face to face again, I will not try again.
That's hectic. Oh, well, at least you had that feel, right? Like
That's the
how
right move.
your body and your brain's ability to produce these freaking hormones is kind of like unfathomable at times, because you're suddenly like, oh my, I can see my whole life
Yeah.
flashing in front of my eyes of this person, and you're like,
I-
wait a second, I need to calm down.
I
need
feel
to calm down.
I feel sorry for you, Chris, but I'm not gonna feel too sorry for you.
Ja, Chris.
No,
Oh,
no,
shame.
no, no, no.
Christian. Oh, ik voel zo slecht voor Christian. Oh, ik wou heel
Oh,
like.
okay.
I
have
didn't
a
do
date
that.
next
I
week,
didn't do that.
Wednesday,
No. I did
Suck
not
a
do
dick.
that. I did
Oh,
not
so
do
you have a
that.
date Wednesday. I needed to pull that out of you, didn't I? You don't fucking just tell us. Tell us more though.
Do you have
Yeah,
a
so
date
what?
Wednesday?
Vertel.
I've been on Tinder. I've been on Tinder for the past week. I met a bunch of people, got one
Huh?
interested, decided we might organize a date next week, Wednesday. Nothing is set in stone.
That's-
It's still going on, just
That's right.
a casual thing, and we'll see how that goes.
Yo, dude.
That
Good
is-
friend.
No, there was some chemistry there. She's a goldsmith. Interesting person, also
Whoa.
straight out of a relationship, a 3-year one, so even worse than mine. So yeah, it's a little, I don't know. Like I said, winging it.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, dude.
Well-
I'm very happy for you, man. Like I'm just happy that you're out and about again, dude. How have you been feeling? Like the last time we chat, you sounded, well, yesterday, I guess, you sounded a little bit distraught. Maybe it was because you just came off the phone with a person. I'm not gonna say his name, but what's about though? It sounds like you're running in circles. So especially with I'm looking at your face so intuitively, and it's like going through roller coasters still. What gaat on?
What happened?
Mate, I'm telling you, I have no idea what's happening to me. I really don't. 2 days in a row, I am cock depressed. I am in the dumps. I don't know what to do with myself.
I've had a
I
couple
don't
days
know
like
how
that.
to take life at all. I hate everything. I can't stand anything. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't even want to get up out of bed. For 2 days like this, my heart is so sore out of all of the shit that's been happening. And then, what? It just stops. It goes away. And you're back to normal and you're living life. You realize what you need to do. You're looking at the sunshine. You're like, this is good stuff. I'm enjoying things the way they are. And then 2 days after that, back to the shit, back to the depression. So I'm fucking worried I have some sort of fucking long-term bipolar, which terrifies me. But this is, in all honesty, like it's just the normal process. After the things that have happened recently. Do you know how badly? Do you know why I was in? Do you know why I was in a terrible mood the past 2 days? Because I so desperately wanted to call my ex. My fingers were itching. God, they were itching. They were looking at that phone. I was basically drooling, wanting to go text her, call her, whatever, just to hear her voice, just to see how she's doing, see where she is in life right now.
And you didn't.
You didn't.
I had to
Goed,
almost beat myself physically to not do it.
You know what we call that, Chris?
It is one of the hardest things I've had to do in my life. Is not do that.
Progress.
It was terrible.
Progress still.
Progress.
Any type.
Cheers to that. Progress.
Dude,
And thank
fuck
you,
yeah,
Christian.
that's the word that's going on
that's
here.
that's the open Christian that I love and that I appreciate. Thank you for opening yourself and for being so vulnerable with us as always, dude. We love you, man. Like it's okay to be fucking in the big sad sometimes, dude. It is.
So
I was in
I've
the big
always-
sad
I've
as well today, dude. Like I was not feeling. What
it's
are you showing
wrong.
me? dude?
That is, I can't, it's the flipped around, but that says progress.
It's
It is
just-
going
it's-
to be the Garrick that I roll this joint with.
Good. That's fantastic,
So-
dude.
Good,
Thank you
man.
so
I
much for
appreciate
doing that, Johan. Like that is, I appreciate you taking
No,
the
listen,
advice, dude.
I love
means
it.
a
I've
lot to
always
me.
been an open book, guys. I've never hidden away from the dark side of shit. I've always told people exactly what I think, exactly what's happening. I don't try to pretend, and I think more people need to do that in the first place. So I just, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make it the main topic of this damn podcast. You know, I'm not
No.
gonna fucking start pouring my soul out unless asked in the first place.
Yes, the
So-
podcast title: Christian pours his soul out. Buy your tickets.
Yeah.
Get your seat.
Buy a
Get
ticket
your
to the
popcorn.
Soul
If
Train.
this- I promise you, if this continues like somewhere down the line, it'll probably be me sitting here with like falling my eyes out, going, I hate life. I can't do anymore.
Oh man.
Oh,
But
dude.
you know what? Everybody, every single human being, I will not fucking lie to you. Every goddamn human being. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what masks you wear. Everybody breaks down at some point, somewhere. I don't care. You do. So don't pretend to me that you don't. Don't lie to me that you're a happy chappy and yaddy fucking bloody. I won't believe you. So
You shouldn't, dude.
Just-
Like I consider
just
myself
start-
a happy
just
guy,
take,
dude. But
take face off. Okay, show me the soul. Face off.
go
You know
get
that
some.
movie by, with
get some
John
sharp
Travolta and Nicolas Cage. Watch that shit. It's awesome.
I've not actually seen that movie, but it sounds fantastic. Basically, dude, like I
It's
agree
really
completely
good.
with you. It's completely fine to feel sad sometimes, dude, and to feel down in the dumps. I think it just comes back to almost like acknowledging it and then allowing yourself to move past it. Like I feel when we're in that state of mind, we almost don't allow ourselves to just kind of be still and feel that sadness. We almost have this compulsive need to distract ourselves, and we're like either listening to music or watching something or playing a game or going to work or whatever, and we're like
You see-
almost angsty to just do anything other than feel those things, dude. And it's backwards.
The problem is feeling those things takes a surprising amount of time. I'm not talking an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. It can take you days, weeks, months. Life doesn't allow you the time to do that. You have work, you have responsibilities, you have things to take care of, man.
Oh, but
You
everybody
can't
has
be
an
in that
hour in
state
the morning.
constantly. The world doesn't allow you to be in that state
Stan,
constantly, and it shouldn't in the first
hier
place.
voorop. Just get up an hour earlier, dude. You can create that hour for yourself. And I feel honestly, I
Okay,
agree.
then-
I agree with
there's-
you. Yeah, let me
there's
finish.
one
Let me
thing I
finish. Let me finish.
refuse-
Let me just finish. I agree with you that these things sometimes take months to feel. But as we've now, I think us especially know that we can access states of mind that will slow down time. And meditation is one of those things that we can do that with, dude. So if you really focus and you really get into meditation, like I've been fucking telling you to, you motherfucking, and you've tried it. I don't know if you've been keeping it up, but
It's
I hope
nice.
that you have. And it helps, dude.
I did it once or twice.
No, you
Ja,
fuck!
Stop jij weer.
Yo,
Nee.
dude, nah, listen, Chris, can I give you advice? I'm gonna give you the best advice I thought of, and that has really fucking helped me. Before you're allowed to have your morning coffee, 15 minutes. All you do,
Yeah.
get up, when you
I
wake
don't
up in the
drink
morning,
coffee.
whatever the fuck you drink in the morning,
Drinks vodka.
drinks
first thing in the
vodka and
morning.
like it's
Vodka and
shot
Coke.
glasses. Yo, dude.
Shh.
But what?
I have a job I have to keep.
Take 15 minutes. Sit on your bed, because what happens is when you wake up, the first minute of you being awake, is you still being in theta brainwaves, which means you're 3 levels lower than your waking state. At that level, it's pretty much like hypnosis. So what you do is you set up, the moment you get up, cross your legs, do whatever you want, lean back in your bed, and close your eyes and just think about the day. Try and identify and set some type of intention for your day. And if you feel there's something bothering you, think about it for a bit. If it doesn't stop in the 15 minutes, keep thinking about it until you feel like you're okay to continue with your day. You have enough time, 99.9% of the time. Dude, you just don't want to make time.
You really do. Do you know what's for me that sounds like really juicy? Besides 15 minutes of meditation in the morning after you wake up, it's like 15 minutes of more sleep. Oh,
but you can't. But the thing is, you can't control your you can't control your delta brainwaves. What are you gonna do with your delta brainwaves? Go wherever the fuck they want. Also, I'll tell you a story about a dream I had. Now it was a spectacular dream.
Can I just say one thing before you go into your dream?
Yeah.
Describing that to me. You said the minute after you wake up, you're still in those theta waves, right? Of the brain. For a minute after I wake up, that is the worst part of my day.
Exactly, and that's exactly why you need to take it, bro. You need to be like, this is my worst moment of the day, dude. Like, I've been really good with waking up, dude. I think especially since I have an intention for waking up. Yes. So progress. Cheers to you as well, Yuan. I hope that it treats you well. Your intention was progress. Thank you for sharing again with me, man.
My pleasure.
That's beautiful. So basically, dude, by having an intention as soon as I wake up, dude, I feel like I have like momentum shooting me out of my bed, dude. I'm like, oh wait, I'm going here because I've thought about my day, dude. I have a meditation for what it is I want to do.
Dude, I've read things where people say you should meditate before you do anything, even if it's a minute, 2 minutes. Before you drive, which I think is a bit hectic. But what I have started doing is setting an intention for everything I do as like work. Every time I sit at my computer to do editing, every time I sit down to record, every time I sit down to stream, you set an intention, even if it's just a minute of sitting down and relaxing a bit, taking the previous stuff you had, throwing them away, and focusing wholly on the thing in front of you has really, really helped me as well. And now I'm going to dive into my dream because I really want to hear what you guys think about this dream. So this dream, the reason it's so spectacular to me isn't because I can remember a lot. It isn't because it was fancy. The reason I think it's so spectacular to me is because of how real it felt. So I remember 2 scenes from this dream. The one was like a kind of wet roof, you know, one of those, like, I don't know which country, maybe like, it's like this sink roof, a sink roof with like sink pallets, and maybe like a little bit more slummy area if you've ever seen like Colombia side, and it was raining, and then after that it cuts over to me lying in bed with just cuddling, just with my arms wrapped around spooning a girl. And then I woke up, and the moment I woke up, I felt like dying. It felt like my soul had been taken and crushed because I couldn't see I don't know how to describe it. I couldn't see the girl again. My brain was so convinced in that dream that it was 100% real, that when I woke up, it couldn't fathom the fact that I was actually awake and not in the reality it thought it was in. And I've had 2 other dreams in my life like that. Once was me on an island with a monkey. And the other day, it was a 3-part dream. I was on an island with a monkey, and we had to survive. Then we went exploring like Indiana Jones, and then I remember having a jacuzzi party. But it was a 3-part dream. It kept going on each other.
Okay, Dora the Explorer.
But it was the weirdest dreams. I was like 8. But that was the only other time I can remember where a dream genuinely felt like reality. And to me, that's a really interesting thought, because a dream is technically just your brain projecting things into your pineal gland. It's pituitary gland. Sorry, the one that allows you to see in your brain. So if I can 100% believe that in that moment, in that dream was real and reality, that's a very big thing for maybe a level upwards. What if?
Can I say?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, dude. Like, I really thank you so much for sharing your dream, and I feel that's actually something Christian has been going through. Like, at least some of the dreams Christian has been sharing with me. Is that how you've been feeling as well, dude?
Bro, I feel that almost every night. I'll tell you that much.
See,
Almost every night you wake up and you realize that side wasn't reality. What the fuck is reality? Where am I? Who
Yeah.
am I? Why?
now that isn't. Yeah.
What ends up happening, mate? I cannot tell you the amount of dreams I have had recently, and this is another thing I'm going to open up about. The amount of consistent dreaming I've had where I meet up with my ex again, we work things out, and we get back together, and everything is fairy tales and magic. I have had these dreams over and over and over and over again to the point where it has almost driven me insane. So,
Yeah.
one thing that my father taught me, the second you wake up and you're waking up with a terrible feeling after the dream. It doesn't matter if it was a good dream or a nightmare, you wake up with a terrible feeling. You get up and you look out the window.
Yeah.
Get your bearings.
It fixes everything.
You recognize that you're in the subconscious of God, dude. So you're in your own subconscious when you're in your sleeping like state. So you're in your mind, and then when you enter this state again, you're now in the subconscious of God. So where you can dream these whole realities because you are a creator and you can create these whole worlds for yourself. You still have to enter this creation that you are part of and created of. And then we just get to still create. Like, the thing is, what people don't realize is, even though we don't have as much power over this waking state, and we can't just, okay, now I fly, okay, now I have a Bugatti, okay, now I like, you can't exactly do that, but actually you can. It just takes more time.
Well,
Here's the thing I want to say on that topic, Johan, in terms of your dream. It is so easy to get lost in the imagination, and your brain knows this. It's a comfort zone
yeah.
that you don't always have control of. So just be very, very careful. And this is like an every second sort of thing. Be very careful of the thoughts you introduce into your life.
Oh, that I know. Don't worry. That I'm very familiar with how easily you can convince yourself of something.
Even it can be a split second of a thought that you immediately bury down. But the fact that it happened means it's going to have profound effects over you on a longer scale.
So yeah.
I don't it's almost impossible to do. You cannot control your own thoughts. They happen. They are.
I don't agree.
They are who you are.
Okay,
I'm gonna go take a piss, and then I'm gonna come argue with you and kick your ass.
Okay, well, I don't want to say what I was gonna say without Christian being here, because I want to talk about the theory of everything.
How far are you into it?
Maybe
actually?
like an hour. I just finished the part where he well, I don't fully understand it yet. I need to actually I'm struggling to do audiobooks, I'm not gonna lie to you, because just auditory hearing it is weird. I kind of feel like I need to see some of the stuff as well to easily go back to it and that. But him talking about the 8 stages of the human spiral that is life was insane to me. I can't remember all the colors, I can't remember the order, but I want to explain that to Christian, so that because what I thought about is him saying that is the only reason you can't control those dreams is because you don't realize where those thoughts comes from. now that I've read and like started understanding a bit about like which sides of you and which parts of you dominate certain aspects, you can actually understand your brain a lot better. So
Yep.
okay, so Christian, I have what I want to tell you. So I'm reading this
Use
book.
this, my friend.
So I'm reading this book called The Theory of Everything by Ken Wilber. Yes, here it is. Here's the big thing. I will put that on screen so people can see what I'm talking about. Let me just listen. No, I fucked it up slightly. Seconds. And just so that I can actually view this image without, never mind, it's still gonna do. Okay, but so basically, this girl, I can't remember her name, this woman and 3 other guys developed this insane theory about how human consciousness works and the different stages inside human consciousness. And they came up with 8 stages so far. 2 of them are what they call higher thinking, and 6 of them are lower thinking. So they start out and they start with beige, if I remember correctly. And beige represents your most primal instincts, like your the way a dog or an animal thinks. Most 99.9% of animals think on the beige level. Then it goes higher. I think next it's not in here. Is it? Yeah, it's purple, which is magic or hexes or curses, if I remember correctly. And it spoke. I'm actually gonna read this here. So it was. I can't actually see it. Open the original photo. We can actually give it over here, then I can actually see it. So purple, yes, which is you are more spiritually inclined. You kind of work with a group the way a tribe does. So you know how the old Khoisan used to work as a tribe? It wasn't me, it was the tribe first. We do things as a tribe. That's the second stage. Then it's red, blue, orange, green, yellow, and turquoise. And I'm not going to explain each of them. They get really convoluted. But like a quick rundown, red is the most places you get, what do you call it? Narcissism. Because red is the I want it. The dictatorship mentality of I am strong enough to take whatever I want, so I'm going to take that by any means necessary. Blue is authoritarian, authoritative, and it's a bit more righteous in the way that it deals with cause and truth and righteousness. It's the start of philosophy. You want to have that basically. And then orange is a bit higher thinking, but it's more scientific. Green is the one I think most of the people we know are in. Maybe yellow and turquoise, but green is the point where you stop thinking about you and only loving your ideas and transcending it outwards. So where you start doing things like I don't know if they have it here. Bringing harmony enriches human development. It's when you start thinking about how to expand it and bring more things to people. And then but the issue with that is that the green tries to include everything, which isn't actually possible. As much as everybody would like to think that we can have everybody's thoughts exactly included as they want it is impossible. There's going to need to be some type of middle grounding, which is the thought process of yellow and turquoise. It's pretty cool to see. I'll put it on the screen if you want to look at it. But why I'm saying this, Chris, is because I think that if you have the capability of understanding where each of your thought processes comes from, it's a lot easier to control your brain. If you can be like, yo, okay, I'm thinking this, so I'm being impulsive. Why am I being impulsive at the moment? What's causing it? There's something that's causing me to act in another spiral. They call it memes. That's literally, it's called a meme. I'm thinking in a different meme from my original thought process. So why is that happening? Where am I thinking that? And then you can try and solve the problem.
I agree completely, dude. And I feel like as you actually read this and it's like a very intuitive thing.
Yeah.
Especially like I feel almost you will also exactly recognize, at least for me, as I was learning this, I recognized how I grew as a child.
Yeah.
And literally, you as a, like you don't have to like you can kind of get dropped on one of these spectrums as well with like luck. But usually, we all start as babies at beige, dude. That's just kind of what we have to deal with because we have to survive. So literally, instinct is all we have at that point because we haven't had the information to grow. And then you can literally see yourself transition through these stages. And you're so right, Johan, because especially if you want to be constantly growing, you have to kind of identify where you've been and where it is you're wanting to go. And when you understand these things, you kind of have a much more realistic mindset on what growth is for you. And you also then allow painful thoughts to permeate and not allow them to fester, dude. It is an amazing thought system, dude.
Yeah, do you know what struck me the most was how intuitive colors for it was. I don't know why, but you know that thing where if you close your eyes, what color do you imagine yourself at? I can distinctly remember being at one point as Boogie when we were talking about it, and I was purely orange, 100%, maybe like a little on the darker side of orange towards the blue side was what I thought of myself. Now I see myself as a light green to light bluish color. So I can see, and the thoughts I had really align with these colors, which is insane to me. It's these colors. It's insane to me. I can't believe how fundamental this actually is. It makes so much sense. It's ridiculous.
It's a very, and I just feel like it's so natural. I feel like that's literally, if you spend enough time looking inwards, you don't really need this information. You're going to find it yourself. That's the craziest part about it. That's how intuitive it actually is.
But dude, that's the biggest gain, and I'm gonna switch to the biggest gain humanity's ever gotten, is this capability to give ideas. Because instead of me having to sit and figure this out, somebody can tell it to me, and my brain can explode, and now I'm kind of on their level of thought. And that is so huge. I don't have to climb and push as hard as these people did. They elevate you to their point, and next you discover something and you bring them up to you again. If we work like that, we will skyrocket at this mind that we have into infinity.
Yeah, the spiral keeps going, dude. It doesn't stop.
I feel like
That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
That's the literal, and this is actually expressed in our nature as well. Our entire galaxies form spirals.
Our DNA is a helix. It's two spirals. So, dude, what is that? What's the other one? The spiraling inwards equation. The one that you take half. You take the line and you half it. Yes, the golden ratio. Yes.
Fibonacci.
Yes.
Fibonacci is technically the number system of the golden ratio, but sure, dude, it's technically yes. It's a beautiful ratio as well, and you can see it everywhere. Like if you look at sunflower seeds and the way they grow, like literally the way our galaxy curls, the way our DNA curls, the amount of limbs we have, the amount of fingers and toes we have on the hands, the amount of senses we have, all of it is 5, dude. Like it's a very intelligent. So I have this thing I like to say these days. Evolution doesn't drive intelligence. Intelligence drives evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How do you think we're moving and evolving so much quicker? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. I am a much more evolved human being than the me in 1918 or 1921.
Yeah,
the 100 and
dude.
much more, maybe not biologically.
Really?
Not definitely
dude,
not
on your mind level, not on your body's.
No, my body's
level.
pretty the same, except I have a very
Really?
I like the idea of thinking I'm a little bit more evolved. This is me being pretentious for a joke, but the reason is I'm tall, I'm lanky, I don't have muscles, and I only had 3 wisdom teeth. So I'm somewhere in the forward movement of evolution because we don't need muscles anymore. There's no need. We don't need to be big people anymore. We don't need to fight
Computer
lions.
interfaces is going to also take even more away from your need to use your body.
So, like, Chris, I always have the thought.
I don't know about you, but I've always enjoyed myself a nice curvy woman. I don't like the tall and lanky ones. I like a bit of meat on my lady.
Yeah, but I'm
Maybe
tall
that
and
makes me a little
lanky.
less evolved.
No, I said I am tall and lanky. Did you hear me say woman?
Yeah, but Christian, you are a little bit less
go
evolved,
on.
dude. Let's be real here. Very. Christian, you want to accept that as fact? You want to take that on the chin?
Sure, why not?
Bro, like honestly and realistically, think about the amount of information we have access to, and how much ease we have of accessing it, and how much we know comparatively as just a base human, dude. Let's say like these things, and growing into understanding these things, you kind of have to have some information about how the world works. And back in the day, the information wasn't available, dude. Only the scholars knew, like this the basic stuff that me and you know as just like kids coming from high school, dude. Like think about that, dude, and think about how much that intelligence drives our evolution as a whole, as a collective. And now with our push for brain computer interfaces, we're going to give ourselves stonks information, dude. You can increase your bandwidth of access to the internet 10,000 fold, dude. Do you understand what that means, bro? It means you can have 10,000 of your normal everyday conversations with people at the same time.
Like, it's, I can't, it is so ridiculous, dude. It's gonna be like having a computer. Like, your brain is not, it's, biology, my one friend told me something that I really liked. He said, do you know what I've noticed? Is that biology and evolution can only get us so far because it has been a shit show up to now. It has now fallen on our shoulders to move evolution forward.
Our biological intelligence evolution, basically through the expression of DNA, has allowed our minds to transcend certain thought patterns, and now has basically given us enough access to information from the other side to know things like these so intuitively that we can do these things to ourselves. Like that's why I actually consider myself a very spiritual person. So it kind of like clashes to think of a cybernetic spiritual person. But I am so aware of my spirituality and the core of my being, that is, I believe in my complete honest, like the creator. We are, after all, created in the image of the creator. So that creator also is going to create the Neuralink. And there's a reason for that. And there's going to be an experience in that the creator wants to experience. So like this is literally what we're constantly heading to. The humanity is bettering itself. And like, especially with computers, it's almost like we had an urgency with the computers.
Yo, dude, with tech.
Yeah,
dude, look at how we're pushing.
We're like agriculture for like hundreds of thousands of years, dude. We're just like away. We plant things, we ooze things, we eat things, and that was like life, dude. And then we were like, wait a second, we can have these buttons and these little on and off switches.
Do you think it's because we're lazy? I'm gonna be honest with you here. Do you think it's because our natural drive for what instinctually is to do as little as possible to get things done?
I think it's, yeah, actually, literally, dude. If you look at our universe, our whole universe basically follows the principle of use as little energy as possible.
So because you don't like working, nobody likes actively using up their energy. Being bored or doing something you love for a bit and then switching over, but being forced to do something like working on a farm or something like that, nobody enjoys
just imagine
that.
Digging a hole with a shovel, dude.
Yeah.
Like nobody likes doing that.
Yeah, fair enough. So what we did is we built machines that could do it for us. Now thinking is 12 million times harder than digging a hole, and we do it constantly non-stop for our entire life. So it would make sense for us to go, maybe we could make this easier.
It would make sense for the universe to say, let's make this easier. And that's literally the whole Dyson sphering idea. So instead of evolution having to rely on the amount of heat that hits the planet so that vegetative growth may create these sentient beings that can experience.
Oh, you're trying to
Now
point
it
a
can be
Dyson
just like,
sphere.
oh wait, let me just take this star, use all of its energy to make a sentient life being
Okay,
experienced.
so just to anybody that doesn't know how a Dyson sphere works, is there's many different ones, but the one leading one is you basically take the sun, and then you put millions of mirrors around the thing, which you could then flex and point in whichever direction you want to direct all of the sunlight, so that
That's
you
a
can.
realistic Dyson sphere, actually, like the first one we would probably do.
Yeah. It's the most realistic, most easy. There's a couple that you build around it, but asteroids and stuff would just fuck with it too much. It's not really practical. So this glass one, so you could basically, you could just like point the entire backside of the sun directly at a planet. So that's the principle behind a Dyson sphere.
So, and then you can use all of that like beamed energy as a power source, dude. And then you can run a computer off of that power source, or at least that would be the idea of it. Well, I guess you could use it on a planet as well, just for like as an energy source. But I think it would wreck your ozone. Actually, I don't think it's something that would be sustainable. Like I feel like if you're going to be using that much electricity, you probably have something that needs.
But
that
what
much
if the planet
electricity.
doesn't have an ozone? If you point it at Mercury, nothing's gonna happen. Mercury is a barren
actually.
rock.
Yeah, then that's perfect.
So, because I remember reading,
colonize those planets actually as well.
what I saw is I saw a Kierkegaard video on like the reasons we'd colonize different planets, and the entire reason to colonize Mercury is to strip the thing to the core. Literally, just devour the entire planet for minerals because it's useless otherwise. It's literally useless. Nobody can live there. It's 250 degrees on the surface. Nobody can live there. You have to have machinery that could do it. And then what you do is you could power all of your machinery with like a third of the sun. Because you could just take a portion of the bottom side of the sun that's in any ways not hitting most of our galaxy, most of our solar system, just point it at Mercury and then you've got infinite power.
And you strip that planet for all of its
Dude,
metals,
you strip
all of
until
its
you
minerals.
find the fucking molten core and it pours out the side and then you're done.
No, dude, you use that to cast yourself spaceships. Dude.
Yo, that's clever. Look at Christian. Oh man, the disdain, Christian.
Dude. Like the human beings, like this, we just have so much momentum at this point.
Yeah, dude.
Be happy about that shit, Christian.
Dude, I'm so excited. I can't. Did you guys look at some of the Perseverance pictures and stuff that have been being posted?
I saw the video, bro. It was lit,
dude, I can't. When you look at Mars on actual quality, it is. I can't believe we're on. We can watch another planet, dude. And there's nothing
like,
there.
Let me just point this little tiny speck of rocket at this planet, and then I'm going to detach a bunch of things. This thing is gonna land itself. You can't do jack shit, dude. For 12 minutes, your inputs don't do shit on your flying thing, dude. So you have to trust your technology to land itself. And it lands this tiny speck with the sickest tech on another fucking planet, dude.
Did you see that video of the like old guy who was the main landing coder for, I think it was the main landing coder for the Perseverance, and he was stuck at home. He wasn't allowed to go in to the office because of COVID. And it's this video his wife took, I think, of him watching it like live as it comes, and then it touchdowns, and just to see how happy it made that man. He started crying from just pure joy at the accomplishment that they'd done.
It's years of your life, dude. Like, imagine spending 8 years of your life on one thing and then seeing it actually happen.
Dude, that's just why I think I love space, is because it's so fucking hard to do anything in space. The fact that we accomplish the stuff we have in space is, every time I see it, I want to cry. When I shed tears during the Perseverance landing because it was so spectacular what was happening. And dude, I love this. I love this race. As much of the problems as we have, as much of the evil that we've done, I genuinely believe we're moving forward. And the reason for it is, funny enough, the internet, not because it's making us more clever, but it's because it's making us more social. It's allowing us to see each other for the first time. Because you think back to the reason apartheid happened, or the reason there was so much strife between in America, is because they didn't understand. They never saw each other's cultures, really. You got what a newspaper told you, and that was it. Now, you have everybody seeing everybody and understanding that everybody has problems. Every single person has it rough sometimes, and every single person needs a hand sometimes. And that I love it. I love watching those videos of like people returning wallets that they've just found. Like I saw this video of a guy who drove 10 kilometers to go give a wallet back. That's what I really think this planet is heading in the right direction. As much grief and as much pain as there is, I do think so.
We're growing, boys. We're growing. We just have to stick on path. We just have to stick on the path.
You've not said a word in 20 minutes, Chris. Are you okay?
Christian was going to diss us,
Minutes.
remember? He was
What?
gonna be like, oh wait, you can't say shit about not having control over your mind. You were like, you're gonna destroy me. I've been waiting.
Yeah, go. Give us your explanation. I kind of cut you off because you left to go pee. What did you want to say? Go. Come on. Okay, never mind.
Now he has to leave. You have to go and
Sorry.
dig a hole in the yard.
Yep.
No matter what I say, I won't convince you guys in the first place. So I'm
Nah,
not gonna
dude. Do
bother
you
on that
think?
topic.
Do you think? No, Chris. This is something very important. Do you think I don't listen to what you have to say? I love talking to you because you have the opposite opinion. It is very insightful to listen to the way you think about the world. It doesn't mean I change now, but there has been a couple things that I have really agreed with you eventually.
I have had arguments to the point where I've gotten up off this podcast and left because I couldn't stand it anymore. I'm not going to do that currently, simply because there are fundamental things that people disagree on, and yes, it's something that we have to come to terms with, that people are different and they think differently.
Yeah.
Back to the topic on why I don't think we have full control over our thoughts. From personal experience, I don't think I have full control over my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know
But
what
yeah,
you guys have experienced.
I want you to define
But
what you mean by full control.
Every time, it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how much I sit and meditate. It doesn't matter how much I self-analyze or keep track of my own patterns or look back into my past and see how I've grown as a child and explain to myself the person that I have become through the experiences that I've gone through and all of that shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your thoughts will happen the way they want to happen, one way or another. Now you can say that you can sit and meditate and you can find inner peace and yada yada. Guess what? That's what meant to happen apparently.
What about free will then?
Yeah. Now you're gonna sit and say and you're gonna say, all right, I sat down and I thought this thing and I went and I did it and I have achieved it and I did it on my own 100% by my own decisions. And you're in your full right to think that way, and 100%, in a sense, you'd be correct. You would be. Comes back to the thought of what was the driving force behind that? What was the thing that made you think that way? What if we're talking in terms of biology and chemistry? It's all chemical reactions that are happening in your brain. For God's sake, you could have thought that way because of the food you were eating, because of the air you were breathing, because at some point the atmosphere around you was at exactly the right pressure to make your brain send a chemical reaction exactly the way it did for you to think a certain thing.
That's
You
entirely
think you have full
possible.
control over that shit?
I am not. I am. The reason I asked it is
Think you have
because
full
I'm
control
not.
over that?
I am.
Sorry.
I'm not an advocate of complete and utter free will. I don't think. I think. I think our brains and the way they work, at least in the material plane, is heavily influenced by the things around you. How could it not? Literally every thought you have only happens after your eye has interpreted the screen in front of me. It's impossible for you to say that the external does not influence the internal. That's 100% I'm going to agree with you. I always just wonder, and this isn't a thing about controlling your thoughts, is I wonder how much of that we actively can filter. Because that's what it's gonna come down to for it.
For me, it comes down to a choice. I think it's the choices that you make. That's
One this or this
the
way,
one,
depending
the one
on
thing that I fully believe you do. That I do think you have full control over. It's the choice you make with what is given to you.
that. I'm gonna agree
You
with
can't
you.
say I fully achieved my academic results because of how hard I worked and blah blah blah. You made choices. You achieved those academic results because of those choices. But a lot of it, if not almost all of it, was based on circumstance,
Luck.
on gifts that were given to you. The tiniest, no,
Oh,
0.1% of it was the choice you made. And yes, that 0.1% can influence the rest of the 99.9%. Of course, it always can. It always has. The point I'm trying to make is the majority of the time, you don't really have the control.
So, have you ever considered taking responsibility, dude, for this existence that you're living?
I have only ever considered taking responsibility, my friend.
You see, and I know that, dude. So then it comes back to actually you have full control over your mind because this is exactly what you've created for yourself.
No, I chose to take responsibility. Doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. Doesn't mean it was at all what was supposed to be. I chose to take responsibility because I want to. I don't know why I want to. Do I have control over that? I wonder. Why do I want to take responsibility? I don't know.
you want to be in charge
Makes
of
me
your
happy.
life.
Why does it make me happy? I don't know.
It's the full range of experience, dude. That's literally what you want as the mind of God. Would it be
Do you want to
nice
be in
if you
charge of your life? It's a good question.
Progress.
progress, dude?
I think we all want to be in charge of our lives.
You are. As you are
I think we all
100%.
want to be
Christian,
in charge
who
of our
who went to
lives.
the ocean and
No,
dived?
you know.
Who came back to spend time with his mom? Who found a job for himself? Who started working? Who is talking to people to
wasn't
meet
just dumb
someone
luck.
next Wednesday? It's not me doing it. It's not Johan doing it. It is Christian Yevgeny Vitrichenko doing it, dude. So like you have to take responsibility, bro. You're already making progress. You're already moving in the positive direction. You have a choice. As you said, it comes down to making that choice.
Back to the levels of thinking, right?
Not just
Sometimes I
that.
feel like my beige level of thinking. Sometimes I feel like my beige level of thinking is the one that says, "This is what you have to do, and you're going to do it. And if you fail, you'll be nothing more than a disappointment to your own eyes. What kind of control over yourself is that?
That's
Dude,
I'll be right back. I have to go pee again.
Allah
yo, thy
Allah
beer. Yo, dude. Just as I can't drink alcohol anymore, it's gotten so bad. If I like take a sip of alcohol, I need to go pee. It's bad.
At least you don't pass out, dude. I think going pee is a
Nah,
little
dude, the
bit better.
Afrikaans genes, dude,
Yeah, I
they
was like
could
about
not.
to say, take a single sip of alcohol, get completely wasted.
Nah, dude, no. My ancestors would like roll around in their grave. They die. No, I can't do that to them.
Yeah, alcohol, like I think weed and water or weed and Oros is better than like Jack Daniels and Coke, dude.
Absolutely. The thing is, the reason it is because I know this is anybody that doesn't know, THC is a mental enhancer. So what it actually causes it to do is it causes your neurons to fire quicker than they normally would. So you see more, you hear more. That's why sounds sound better. That's why things taste better.
The one thing I will agree on
I agree, Johan. I
Is
just want
that-
to close it off too.
Don't worry.
the one thing I will agree on, like when we were talking about dreams and stuff, you know what? You can make things happen. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of pain, a lot of fucking effort, sleepless nights, failures along the way, so many things you have to sacrifice. You never wanted to sacrifice, but you want this thing so bad. And sometimes you still don't get it. That's the sort of not control over your life that I have in mind, that I'm trying to explain.
But
As in the dreams it does happen. In the dreams you get the Bugatti, you get the girl, you have the children, you go on that fantastic holiday.
what if it just
In real
hasn't
life,
happened?
sometimes no matter how much you pray for it, you fight for it, you sacrifice limb, life, whatever, sometimes you just don't get it.
Look, I'm gonna agree with you. There are certain situations that you do not have full control. That I will agree, but I don't know if those situations are wholly on you.
So we use euphemisms and we say it wasn't meant for you. It wasn't the direction you were supposed to go.
Yeah,
It
that's
wasn't what was written for you. It wasn't on your timeline. It wasn't what fate had planned. To a logical mind, that doesn't sound very convincing.
no. But why? The question is, and this is something. Why do some animals get eaten? Why do you have a car accident? Why sometimes shit happens? Why is I don't know why do some people get parents that beat them? It's sometimes there are things that we really can't control as it. Maybe there's an argument for saying you technically I know there's an argument for saying you could technically you maybe chose it outside of here and this is why you came here to experience these things. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But to the person right here, right now, that doesn't make sense. Why do they have to experience that? So I will 100% agree with you. Sometimes there are things that you can't control, but you need to be able to take full responsibility of the things you can. One of them is how hard you work, how hard you love, how much you care, and how much you treat other people. That is, these three are one thing, but I'm emphasizing each.
I like what you're saying, Johan. You're 100% right. That is the ideal way of doing things. The problem is the line becomes very blurred. Because apparently you can always do more. Apparently you can always work harder. Apparently you can always pour in more energy. Now, coming to terms with yourself. Coming to say to yourself that we really did try our hardest. We really did everything we could. We looked at all of the schematics. We tried all of the routes. We have poured all of our soul into it. When you can really sit down and say that to yourself and say, and give yourself a chance to say, like, buddy, we couldn't have done more. That's really good. That's really impressive. That's something I'm struggling with to this day, to the age of 25. Every time I have failed, I've still not been able to tell myself that you have done everything you could.
That's I decided during lockdown. I read a book called The Four Agreements. Might have spoken about it. It's Four Agreements is always be impeccable with your word. The second one is it's something about treat how people treat you, and always understand that whatever people do to you is because of them, and how they're actually feeling at that moment, not necessarily what you did. I can't believe I can't remember the third one, but the fourth one is always try your best. And
third one is don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. That's the right one. That's a brilliant one as well. But we're on the fourth one now. Is that always try your best in everything you do, always. And when you always try your best, you always know you did enough. It's the reason you start doubting is because you don't always do it. It is not a sure fact in your mind that you always try your best. And that's why you end up doubting if you did. If you know that you going to the kettle to make coffee was at your best, then the rest of your life will also be. And I'm trying really hard. It's fucking hard to do that, dude. I'm so lazy. I love procrastinating, dude. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, it sounds like a way to age yourself very quickly.
But
we've been aging ourselves quickly, dude.
The thing is, dude.
Yeah, okay, Grandpa.
Ek's fucking oud, jy weet nie.
Man.
Stok uit my siel, bra. Jy weet nie, geluks.
Yo, dude, the thing is, that best is, I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's not always to kill yourself at doing it. Your best is what you can give at that moment. If you feel shitty that day, your best is gonna be less than the yesterday. It's still your best, because it's still at that moment's best you could give. It's not
like,
you.
And that's such a simple thing to measure, right?
I can literally see your arms like starting to pop veins because you've been exercising as well, dude. And you want to be like, oh, yo, what can I change? What can I do that's gonna make it different? Oh, you already know you have that power to give your best. You just have to continue doing
it.
That's all we can ask. Bro,
that's the point we're trying to make. Dude.
Fucking progress. You don't. I read something that was incredible to me. Do you know what you do? You do never set goals for more than a season. And the reason we take a season is because the seasons change. So you can actively compare where you are in your goal for that season. And then the thing is, you don't set an end goal. Your goal for that season is I want to exercise more. If you did 1 push-up that entire season, and last season you did 0, you won. Progress.
You exercise more.
You win! Because next season, if you have the same goal, it's 2.
Yeah. And
And so, when you start, people compare and goals are set as doof, 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 doof throughout life. That's not how life works. Like goals in life, dude, goals in life are my goal for this year is I want to do, or for this summer is I want to do more editing. That is it.
And you've been hoying editing.
I've been trying, dude. So, and then your best is it. It's do 1 more. Do an hour more. Do a minute more. And that is your new best. You don't need to be so hard on yourself. Really, people, I feel like, What?
Oh,
What?
Johan,
What?
I have not met a single person that's more hard on themselves than I am.
No, I know. That's why I'm
That's
telling
the
you
point we're
this.
trying to make, dude. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Sue me.
I'm not gonna sue
I
you.
don't
It's
know
you.
why.
It's why I love you.
I'll sue you. How much can I get?
Oh, fuck you. I'll counter sue. I'll counter sue. Fuck you. I'm suing you, Estian. What's gonna happen now, eh, bitch? Well, who's now gonna pay that
I'm
fee?
gonna claim I was a victim to like social pressure and abuse, and I'm gonna both you and win. I'll cry on stage.
I was beaten as a child.
Yo,
No,
dude.
I
My
felt like it
trauma
was.
has made me be this way.
Yes, of course, dude. Never my fault.
Take
It was-
responsibility.
I-
Yeah, take responsibility for your actions.
Uh, dude, boys, I really had a fun time chatting. I
Dude,
feel like it
has
is.
been
Is it
awesome.
8 where you guys are, or is it just 8 where I am?
Yeah, it's
It's 8
no,
years.
it's almost we're in the same time.
What
zone,
the
bro.
fuck,
Come on.
Estian? We're literally like 100 kilometers this way of you.
No, dude, I'm not sure, bro. I have to make sure of the time zones. Dude, I like legit have to keep like 50 time zones in my head now at all times, dude. It feels hectic, bro. I
Why?
was just kind of like pulling legs. Dude, I have an American audience now.
I
dude,
know.
American friends. I have an
Same.
American girlfriend. I
Oh,
think
that
that's probably
sucks
why.
dick.
Yeah.
Yo,
No,
dude,
actually, it's pretty good, dude. It works out really well. She's at like a little bit of like a night owl, so she goes to sleep like at 6 a.m. sometimes,
yeah.
which I don't condone, but it's starting to get some progress. Like we spend an absorbent amount of time, and now I'm
Do
going
not.
to go and
Be
spend some more
careful.
time.
Be careful. Do not try and change her.
No, dude, that's literally the opposite of what we're
Good.
trying to do. Actually,
Good. Just
dude,
gonna.
like literally, we're worshiping each other, dude. It feels like I have like an actual goddess in my life, dude.
Dude, I'm so happy for you. I really, really am.
I
I
love you
hope-
boys as well.
Alright, homios.
And I know they're
I'm
out.
also gonna call it
She's
on
out
this
there
side.
for you as well. Like, no. Christian, your ex is nie sy gewees nie.
Ja.
It wasn't her. You're
Yup.
gonna find her, dude. And you as well, Johan.
One
That
day.
chick, if she doesn't talk to you again, then it wasn't her.
Yeah. That's
But
exactly
if she
it.
does and it happens, then it does and it happens, dude. So we just have to wait for that day.
Yep.
boys.
I love you. Cheers, guys.
Peace out, guys. Have a
Take
good
care.
one.
Take care of yourselves. Stay safe.
Thank you
Adios,
for the
muchachos.
blessing. Adios.
Adios.